a bit of an interesting day for me because I have a virtual conference to attend pretty much all day, but I'm going to be stuck in the house. And that means that I am going to go a little stir crazy if I don't have something to do. So I decided that I would paint our guest bedroom today. Today is going to be devoted to kind of all the fiddly stuff, so that way I won't be trying to get that done, which takes a lot longer than trying to do the rollering when my daughter's actually home. So she's at daycare today now. All of the paint supplies and everything ready to go. I still have to wash the walls. Yesterday I went around and kind of smoothed out the walls as much as I could. I did some mudding. I sanded those spots down, so I need to just get rid of the excess dust, make sure the walls are clean, and then I'll be ready to go with painting. Later this month oh my gosh, 2 weeks away, 2 weeks. I am so excited. My husband and I are going to be going to the Mache Homeschool Convention. I am super, super excited. They do have other smaller sessions, like hour-long sessions, so I'm really looking forward to those. I'm just going to be focused these next few days on getting that guest room painted and finished. That's not a small room. It's actually, our guest bedroom was the original master bedroom in our house. It's upstairs. It's actually got 3 closets. 2 are like his and hers closets, and then there's a 3rd like linen closet. We're gonna be painting the room the same like medium gray color as our bedroom. The trim in the house, I'm doing all the trim white. That's my accent to go with the grays. Something else I'm doing today, which the reason why I'm doing it today is because I'm home from work today and then I have the weekend, is I'm doing a 3-day juice cleanse. I got this off of Amazon. It's called Raw Generation. And you can get different cleanses, like different lengths of cleanse. So this is a 3-day cleanse. I believe they had like a 7-day and a 10-day as well. I was just wanting to do the 3-day just to kind of reset my digestive system a little bit. I have been eating a lot more refined and processed sugars, candy, sweets, just a lot of sugar really is the big issue. So I am going to be doing this juice cleanse. So far I've had the apple celery, and so they have a few different varieties of their juices, and the one that I got is, I can't remember what it was, like low sugar, high protein or something, or it's the high protein one, because with my body and how, my medical issues, I like to stay high on my protein and lower on sugars and carbs if I'm trying to slim down or lose weight or whatever. But for this, I did go with the high protein. He did make me some chicken, so I've got that in the fridge ready to go. And I've got lots of fruits and vegetables. I'm going to be eating a lot of those. We've got natural nut butters without preservatives, all that sort of stuff. So I'm looking forward to how I feel at the end of this. So with the Raw Generation, they give you these bottles. They actually come in a box, and they're all frozen, or at least still mostly frozen. And what you do is you put them all in your freezer, and then 24 hours before you are ready to drink them, you take them out, you put them in the fridge, you let them thaw overnight, and then you start drinking them. And there are 6 bottles for each day. So it's basically 3 bottles for meals, 1 with each meal, and then 3 more for snacks in between. So then you never really get super hungry for meals, so you're not craving a lot of those processed foods and the breads and that sort of stuff. The only thing that I'm kind of really struggling with this is no dairy. I love dairy, I love yogurt, I love milk, I love cheese. So I've got the other 5 bottles already in my fridge. They are ready to go. I'll probably drink the next one. I'm thinking I'm going to go every 2 hours is what I'm anticipating. So this particular one is apple celery, and there is celery, green apple, spinach, lemon, and yakin root. I Don't know what that last one is, but it was good. I was, with any of these like juices and juice cleanses, I'm always a little wary of like, okay, how badly am I going to have to choke this down? And with this one, at least so far, it tasted mostly like apple. I definitely got some hints of spinach. And there was a flavor in there that was a little bit odd, and I'm guessing that was probably the yakin root. I think that's how you pronounce it. Yakin. It wasn't gritty, it wasn't, it wasn't a texture problem by any means. It was just like drinking juice. That did get a little bit gritty right like in the last swallow, because I think some of the solids from the spinach were down at the bottom. They definitely have the right ingredients in here to make you feel full. My drive for refined sugars and things out of my system a little bit, so then it won't be so miserable to be at work and be tempted by all the candy and sweets and things that everybody brings in, because that's the stuff that actually keeps and doesn't go bad. So, all right, I'm gonna head inside. I'm gonna get the stuff moved up to the guest bedroom for getting started on the painting project, and then by the time I get that all ready to go and the walls cleaned off and the little bit of sanding finished, it's probably going to be time for me to join my conference. Hi, I'm back. I'm back in my car because it is now 4 o'clock in the afternoon and I am on my way to go pick up my daughter after a day of my conference and painting. I didn't quite get everything done that I was hoping to be able to do, but I'm really happy with where I got, because I was able to get all of the trim painted, including around the window, which I actually forgot until I was starting to do the edging, and I looked at the window and went, shoot, I haven't painted the window trim yet. So I got all the trim painted. I actually got 2 coats on the trim, because whatever wood or whatever they used in there for the trim, it is not holding the paint very well. Really rather disappointed with it, so I actually had to do 2 coats on most of it, or on all of it. It looked much better. And then I was able to do all of the edging. So all of that is done, and it is ready for rollering. The only thing I didn't get done that I was hoping to was getting the doors painted, all the closet doors and everything in there. So it won't actually take me very long to roller the room, especially because some of the smaller spaces, like between the top of the window and the ceiling, I just used the brush and painted those areas, so that way I didn't have to try to worry about getting a roller in there and not, getting the ceiling or the top of the window trim or anything. So had some good conversations, was able to talk to a couple folks that I haven't talked to in quite some time. So that was good. The juice cleanse is in full force. I've gotten down, I shouldn't say that. I shouldn't put it that way because it makes it sound like they're bad. But I've drank 4 of my 6 juices for the day, and I can honestly say there hasn't been one of them that I've had to choke down. Was it the last one I had? No, the one before that. Let's see. So I had strawberry greens. That was the last one I had. That one was pretty good as well. I definitely got a ginger flavor from it, but it wasn't bad. Then there was citrus lemon, I believe, and that was very nice and refreshing. But overall, there has not been one of them yet that I have not liked. So that's really kind of encouraging, because that means then for the next 2 days, at least 4 of the 6 are going to be doable for me to drink. So that's good. That's good. I'll be able to finish this up. Washed the curtains in the guest room. I got those washed up. Oh my goodness. I did not realize. So the curtains, there's 4 panels. There's 2 like sheer white panels that I had in the middle, and then 2 smaller gray panels that I had on either end. And I thought that the white panels in the middle were more like a creamy white. Well, they were just dirty apparently, because I pulled them out of the washer and I'm like, oh my goodness, these are like a crisp, clean white, and the gray curtains don't look so dingy. I mean, clearly they needed to be washed. And then I am debating about whether or not I want to start rollering, because if I can there's one particular corner that if I can get that rollered, then it's done, and he and I can move the dresser in the guest room back to its original location. And then if I can get the rollering done around the window, then we can move the bed, and I can finish up behind the bed this weekend. And then when he comes home on Monday, we can put the rest of the room back together. I don't know if I want to do any more tonight. And this is the thing that I know about myself, is that I want to get it done, because the less time I'm staring at it, the more likely I am to actually finish the project. But I also know that if I push myself too hard to try to get it all done, then I burn out. And then I'm still not done with the project, but I'm not finishing it because I don't even want to look at it anymore. And that's kind of where I was starting to feel myself getting to as I was cleaning up. I was like, because I debated, I'm like, do I want to keep the brushes, the white brush so I can paint the doors? Do I want to keep that, available so I can do that later? And I'm like, no, I am sick of painting. I am done with this for now. Because I also know myself, and if I start rollering, I'm going to want to just continue rollering until it's done. Which, on the one hand, then it's done, and we can get all the furniture moved and whatever, so I can finish it up this weekend. So there's that. But it's just like, do I really want to push myself to do that? It was actually really funny during our small group sessions, because initially, like, I wasn't sure how anybody would respond to painting, working on house projects while I'm supposed to be participating in this, conference. I got through a couple of the small group sessions, and, nobody noticed anything, nobody said anything, and I'm like, okay, good, And then I got into like a one-on-one group. I don't remember if I just stopped caring as much, or if, I was just like, well, I'm going to make sure that I'm, participating and we're having a good conversation, but I'm not going to hide, or I'm not going to stop painting, because this could take a while, this particular discussion. And all of a sudden, like, we're going through the questions, and this gal is more in the corporate leadership level, like, not necessarily like up with where, like, a couple tiers above my boss necessarily, but like along those lines. And so funny, she goes, "Are you painting?" And I said, "Yes, I am painting my guest bedroom." And she starts laughing. She's like, "Oh my God, that is totally something I would do." And I said, "Well, then why don't you paint something with me?" She's like, "We just got done painting." She goes, "But I have cupcakes that need to get made." So, and then it got even funnier, because then we did another small group, but there was more of us in it. And a gal that I used to work with was in that group, and she's like, "Meredith, are you painting?" And I said, "Yep, I am." And everybody just started laughing, and they're like, "Well, what colors are you painting? What are you using? What are you doing?" I was like, thank goodness I work with people that are like level-headed, realistic, because it wasn't like I wasn't paying attention, I was participating, I was answering questions, I was, involved in the discussion. And it was probably more motivating for me to be part of the discussion because I was painting, and I knew, like, it would come back to bite us in the butt if, like, I was doing something else and not paying attention. It's that, like, somebody has to ruin it for everybody else sort of thing. And I didn't want to be that person. So I will try to do a check-in again this evening and let you guys know exactly what we managed to get done. I'm a couple days behind in giving kind of a final update on the guest bedroom that I started, but there were a couple things that my husband had to work on to kind of finish up the room, including replacing the ceiling fan and finishing up replacing the outlets and light switches and the outlet covers and everything. I also was able to get some wall decor hung up, so here is the final product of our guest bedroom makeover. lamps are actually a bronze, but they're a dark enough bronze that you can't really tell that they're not black. So I was okay with going with those, but these came from Walmart. They're about $40 a piece. And they also have a plug-in on the back of them. Those are the curtains that before they looked kind of very dingy beige, and after washing them they actually turned out to be quite white, which it helps being in a gray room versus the beige room that this was. The ceiling fan, that's the new one that my husband put up. Got that from Home Depot. That one was $96, $97. And I really like that one. That wreath I actually found at TJ Maxx. It was on clearance for $20 and I love it. I think it is absolutely gorgeous. I love the just soft, natural pinks in the flowers mixed with the greens. So pretty. The bedspread that I found is gonna be kind of along those lines where it's some like more foliage, sage green with some nice natural pastel pink flowers and that sort of stuff. And for being a fake wreath, it actually looked quite realistic. Okay, so the only thing that we really have left in here is to replace the bedding and the bedspread in here. And then I'm considering creating some like textured wall art myself for in here. I've seen some like textured wall art using like drywall plaster to actually create some texture, and then they paint over it so it becomes more of like a three-dimensional image versus just like a flat painting. So I'm gonna try my hand at that and see how that goes and maybe hang that up in here. But that's pretty much it. This is the guest bedroom. I'm super, super happy with the way this turned out. It looks like a completely different room compared to what it was before. And like I said, I think replacing the bed sheets and the linens on the bed is going to help that out, because right now that's kind of the only thing that's still old compared to the new aesthetic. So it can just be something that you set aside a few days and kind of knock it out and get it done with, and the result can be so, so beautiful and so worthwhile. So thanks so much for coming along, and I'll see you guys soon.